Welcome to another round of UFC Matchmaker here on BT Sport. I'm Adam Catterall, Nick Peet, and the Hall of Famer Michael Bisping joining me to get stuck in to do a little bit of Sean Shelby and Mick Maynard's job. That's what we're going to do, boys. We're going to suggest some fights that hopefully are going to get made in the not too distant future. And I'd just like to point out that the last fight that I suggested on this particular show has already been made. You know how it is, lads. You know how it is.
Come on.
Stick with me, kids. You'll wear diamonds. So I'm going to go last today. Mike, you are going to go up first. Now, they've got to be realistic fights. For people watching this, it's got to be realistic fights. We can pick stuff that's a little bit obscure, but let's be straight. Realistically, with everybody that's been matched up at the moment and people's schedules, can these fights get made within the next 3 to 6 months? All right? So that's the only caveat. You can pick any division, gentlemen. Doesn't have to be a title fight. It can be whatever you want. Mr. Hall of Fame, are you ready to go?
Well, yes, I am ready to go, but I just want to say, yes, we have to pick realistic fights, but also fights that require a little bit of imagination. You know what I mean? The most obvious matchups there ever. You get no prizes for that. Do you know what I mean? Number 1 against number 2. Number 4 against number 5. Yeah. Oh, wow. Radical matchmaking from me there, Adam. Listen, I'm going to go down to the bantamweight division and we're going to talk about Sugar Sean O'Malley. Listen, everybody loves watching this guy fight. He's got massive star power and I love the way he fights. The only problem is he's not fighting anyone really of note. Chris Matinho was a UFC debuter. Of course, his original opponent fell out. Before that, it was the ghost of Thomas Almeida. He's not fighting anyone in their prime and certainly hasn't fought anybody ranked yet. So there's 2 people that I'd like to see him go up against. Number 1 is a rematch against Chito Vera. We know that first one, there was the calf kick. It was disputed. It was a legitimate knockout, if you ask me. Kicked him in the calf, elbowed him in the face. But run it back. Let's see that again. Or failing that one, Dominic Cruz. I think Sugar Sean O'Malley versus Dominic Cruz, that would be a fantastic fight. The only problem is maybe Cruz is a little too highly ranked, being a former champion. He's in at number 10, but Sean O'Malley, I know he doesn't want to, but at some point he's got to step up, fight some decent competition, and I'm very, very excited to see it when that does happen. And look at that, right on the money. 3, 2, 1. Over to you.
Look at that, right? Not only have you given us 2 fights that I think everybody actually wants to see, but you've thrown one of your fellow analysts under the bus there, haven't you, mate? Yeah. You know what I mean? You thought, right, let's get Dom a fight. Let's get him back in the octagon. Good fights, mate. Can't argue with any of them. I think you're going to get some love on our social media channels. Nick, are you ready to rock and roll?
I'm ready, man. Mike's just made me change my mind last minute, but I'm gonna go for it anyway.
Right. Okay.
You shamed me.
It's all yours. Counting you in. 1, 2, 3. Give it to us, Nick Peet.
Right, listen, I've been booking a weekend away for the kids over Christmas to Disneyland Paris, and all I can thinking of was the heavyweight main event, the unifying the belt, the champion versus the interim champion. But Mike's just shamed me. Mike's just said, don't do that. It's too obvious. You've got to pick something original. So scrap that idea, although I do want that to happen in Paris underneath the Disney Tower. That would be amazing. But I'm going to switch tact. I'm going to go like Mike did. I'm going to throw one of my mates under the bus. Yes, he's the biggest star the UFC scene. His name's Paddy Pimblett, and let's get him in there with Tony Ferguson. Yes, I said it. Let's do it. Let's get him a ranking. Tony's damn as good. Get the Paddy a fight now. Let's do it.
Nick Peet is losing his mind right now, but I'm all for it. Paddy the Baddy versus Tony Ferguson. El Kakui. Yes! Let's go. Sign me up. I'm in. Let's do it.
UFC London main event. There you go. With 5 seconds to spare.
Look at you. Absolute carnage, the pair of you. Getting the baddie a shot there with El Kakui. What a fight that is. I can't top that, boys. I absolutely can't top it. My suggestion, which I'm going to give you in a minute, is actually quite sensible. There's no way. We should finish on that. Well done, Nick. That's a sensational shout. Here we go. Right. I'll give you one, which I know that Michael's going to pick to pieces because it is quite an obvious shout. And then I'm going to put a little bit of a curveball in at the back. Seeing as that you gave me 2 fights there, Mike, I'm going to throw a little one at the back there just to get everybody excited. Are you ready? Here we go. Start the clock, our production team. They've called for each other. This is the fight to make in this division. No, it's not a title fight, but it is a title eliminator. Bring in the King of Rio, He's looking good down there, baby. Bring in the guy that's got a little bit of a reputation at the moment for being a bit of a snake and a bit of a dodgy character. TJ Dillashaw, Jose Aldo, deal me in big time, baby. Put an eliminator on that as well and feed into the champion once it's done. What a fight that will be. And in fact, do me a favour, take this to Rio. Don't mess about with it. Put it in Jose's back garden and let's see if TJ Dillashaw can deal with that hype. What a fight that will be. They will go at it, hammer and tong. Aldo's looking mint. Dillashaw looked okay last time out. This is the fight to make for a title eliminator at Bantam. Let's go. What do you reckon, boys?
Hey, listen, I can't hate on that.
Good.
I absolutely love it. Dillashaw, Jose Aldo, yeah, that's a sensational fight. So fair play, okay, I'll give it to you.
He's read that somewhere. He's read that somewhere online.
Yeah, he went to Twitter earlier.
You two are unbelievable, aren't you? I'll tell you what I was going to do. Seeing as that you mentioned Paddy the Baddie, right? Our old mate, Brendan Loughnane's out of contract at the moment with the PFL. Bring him to the UFC. Oh. Tell him to put on £10 and let's have a go with Paddy the Baddie. Put that on in London for an all English clash. What do you reckon, boys?
That would be great. However, Brendan, when he was on the Contender and he never got the contract, he went on a bit of a tirade of abuse at Dana White. And when you're trying to get signed by the UFC, not always the smartest thing to do. So, we'll see what happens there.
Mm-hmm. Okay, all right. Well, we'll see. I'll have a word with Dana next time I see him, see if we can make 2 fights. And then I've really got some boss for the next time we make one of these matchmakers, haven't we, boys? Well done. Super stuff. Thank you very much for your time matchmaking. I think mine's going to get made and I'll be winning this one again. Leave your thoughts in the comments section. Which fight out of the 3 would you like to see the most? And if you've got one yourself, you're more than welcome to join in.